Malachi Coleman and the young wide receivers are going to get a major opportunity here over the next 6 weeks. And those young receivers, besides Malachi Coleman, are Jalen Lloyd, Jaden Doss. Those are the three. And somebody asked me this week, how would you see the snaps being parceled? And I think Malachi Coleman, maybe 40, 50 snaps.
Yep.
And Lloyd and Doss are probably like 10 to 15 snaps each.
Yeah, I don't know after that. But Coleman had 56 snaps against 58, 56
against
Illinois. Now, again, huge. This is big. These guys, you hope that they're thinking team right now and that the team needs us. And you know what? If you do that, if you think of it that way, Sean, that can take pressure off of you, actually. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing it for these guys that I know and I love. And I'm doing it for these veterans who so badly want to have a good season after all these struggles. If you think of it that way as a young player, I think it actually takes pressure off. So I kind of hope that's the way they're thinking of it. Again, Coleman, 1 catch against Illinois. If he's going to be a starting receiver, you hope that they have the confidence to throw at him enough times that he can get 5, 6 catches. And that'll be a big story if he does.
Well, and playing at this level, it's so much more than just physical ability.
Yeah.
Because Coleman has the physical ability. He's tall, he's athletic, he can run, he can jump. But there's just so many precise things that young receivers have to learn, like getting off the line of scrimmage, running the right route depth, making the right decisions on option routes. Because if you make the wrong decision on an option choice route, it's a pick. If you run a route not to depth, it's a pick.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that you have to teach these young receivers. And I think just the common football fans, like, why can't you get a young receiver out there early and tell them just to go run and catch the ball? It's just not that simple.
Well, and you're playing against good corners, good defensive backs, veteran defensive backs. Yeah, veteran defensive backs that are smarter than you, probably stronger than you. So that's absolutely it's a task, and it's a big. It'll be. Sean, come on now. It's going to be a big part of Saturday. Everybody's going to be watching it really closely, how those young guys do.
But will they play a lot of 3 wide receiver sets?
Good question.
But they take Billy Kemp off the field.
Yeah.
And you could have Bullock and Coleman out there as the 2 receivers. Like, we see that a lot. I mean, Kemp will play less snaps than Bullock a lot of games.
Yep.
Just by the nature of the formations.
Right. So you think they could be playing some more Thomas Fedoni and Borkercher sets?
That is, the 2 tight ends, 12 personnel. I mean, that seems like their base set, right?
It does. And Fedoni's obviously, he's got 12 catches, and he's Heinrich Harburg's probably favorite target. Borkercher's the guy, I think, in the final 6 games that you want to see. I'd like to see him go to him more. I think Borkercher's, I'd like to see Harburg go to him more because I think Borkercher's very capable. All hands on deck. I mean, this is all hands on deck deal. You just got to have to move the ball by whatever means possible. You're in sort of an extreme situation right now.
Yeah. And there's been some people ask, what about the fullback? Where's Barrett Liebentritt? No one's really asked Matt Rule about Liebentritt, but he's been out with injury, and that's kind of changed the look of using the fullback and how they utilize the fullback in the offense. And Janiron Bonner actually got some touches.
He did.
Just trying to incorporate some new wrinkles.
Makes sense.
And they have to, but I think there's this nostalgic feel like Husker fans want the fullback to be so involved, but Liebentritt was the guy. I don't know if the other fullbacks could do the blocking things that they want to see.
Yeah, it's Bonner. I mean, that's who you're generally talking about. And I think Bonner can run it a little bit, but yeah, you're just trying to take
Luke Lindenmeyer can do it too, but he's not a true fullback.
Right. And again, and then where does Sims factor into this conversation? Jeff Sims. Would you see him in another position?
I got asked that question in Fremont at the lunch.
Sure you did.
I just can't see Rule getting too cute with that. Cute's not going to win games in the Big Ten West.
No, usually doesn't.
Hey, there's nothing cute about the Big Ten West.
No.
It's just ugly fist fight football.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to win it by doing cute Jeff Sims packages.
I don't know. I'm open to it. I'm open to it. I'm not suggesting it. I'm just open-minded.
What does he do differently than Harburg?
Well, I don't know. See, now it naturally evolves into a complicated discussion. So what are you talking about? Are you talking about using them simultaneously, or are you talking about, or maybe what you're talking about is using Sims for a series or two? I'm talking about using them both on the same field at the same time.
Well, we saw that early in the year where Harburg was more of an H-back.
Right. So I don't know if Sims is equipped for that or not, or if he's willing. I don't know. Again, it gets, we always have these conversations where you can use both. Okay. Use both. Okay. Now you got to tell me what it's going to look like. All right. How are you going to do it? Okay, I get it. Use both. Now I need to know what you're talking about. Are you talking about using him as a running back? Are you putting him in the slot? Yeah, I don't know what you're doing.
But again, though, like, how do you train up Jeff Sims to start playing a receiver?
I don't know. Exactly.
Like, it's not that easy.
No.
Like, it's not a video game.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, this is not like, hey, he's got the attributes of this and the height and weight like a video game. Let's put him in there and see how he. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of practice time and preparation.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think there's high value of him being a good backup quarterback.
I do too. And I think that's that's the answer to the question. I always get a little skittish when you talk about using a quarterback at another position, because all you're doing is taking away reps at the position that he plays, quarterback, and he needs all the reps he can. And he's working with the ones at quarterback.
This is not Crouch Newcomb 99.
I don't think so.
And for our younger listeners, Newcomb was the starting quarterback. Then Crouch rotated, played some receiver. Then they go to Crouch as the starting quarterback, and then Newcomb moved to receiver.
Yeah,
Newcomb returned punts.
He did. I don't think we're looking at that. Those guys were more. Those guys, Crouch
Smaller.
and Newcomb, were smaller, a little more dynamic.
Different offense.
Yeah, different offense. Yeah, different conversation.
Whole different. I mean, the league now, when you talk about that era, this era, it's so much more pro driven, like measurables, linemen, style play.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nebraska wasn't seeing like NFL true measurables like you do now in the Big Ten.
Right.
I mean, you're basically seeing pro teams, like pro developmental type teams in this league, where it's a different era. You could have offensive linemen that were 6 foot tall.
One question before we go to the next segment: how many times will Harburg have to carry the ball in this game?
12 to 15.
Ooh, lighter than I thought you would have said 18 to 20.
Well, I don't think he's had 18 or 20 design run calls all year.
But he ran it 18 or 20 times against Illinois.
You're counting sacks then.
Okay.
Like, again,
12 to 15 design runs.
Look at what
12 to 15 is a good number.
The design runs, like it's the stupid we've talked about. In college football, they count sacks. Yeah. It's not a run. It's not a rush. It's a hit, though.